Hi everyone, it's Mia here, back at it again with yet another Arcane analysis video. And today we're going to be talking about the It Man of Arcane, Ekko. Y'all, I'm his biggest fan, y'all. I swear I'm his biggest fan. Like, okay, like don't play with me, don't play with me. He is actually, I think he might actually be tied with Jinx for my number one favorite character. Like, after I did more research on him, I was like, how can a side character have this much depth? I was just in awe. Not only does he have super like depth for like 45 minutes of screen time, but he is literally built different. Like built different. Like him. He is him. He is that guy. And without further ado, let's get into how my man is that guy. All right. So first off, before we get into Ekko now, let's get into his backstory. Let's get into Little Man. Pretty much, we see him and he is with Vi in the gang, right? He hangs out with Powder and Milo and them, and we also see that he lives with Benzo, which is basically his Vander, his father figure. And we all automatically see he's like besties with Powder. He's pretty much the same as Powder, even. Same motives, they both want to fight, they both want to be useful, they both basically want to be Vi. This is very important at this time, you know? Their main drive is to be like Vi, to be useful, to fight. You know, that is their main role model, Vi. So they're really, we see them in this, you know, wanting to be Vi mode a lot. And this is very important to me because I'm like, always had this longing question for the research on them. I was like, and I rewatched the show a couple times. I was like, so if they both want to be Vi so bad, why wasn't Ekko or Little Man also stuck in Vi wannabe mode and going to, you know, save Vander? Why did he stay back? Why did Powder go? And I think that has a lot to do with the fact that Benzo had died before, you know, they had all went to try to save Vander. Like, Little Man had already seen the consequences of getting involved way before Powder did, you know, way before even Vi and them realized just how serious this was, like on that, you know, scale. And so that's what automatically like ultimately caused their paths to diverge, you know. Ekko stayed, Powder went. And this has a lot to do with Ekko's character. So now that we've gotten to pre-time skip Ekko, let's get into post-time skip Ekko. Now he's the leader of the Firelights. He's strong, he can fight, pretty much everything young Ekko wanted to be. Everything Little Man wanted to be. He's made a good life for himself. They found a tree in Zaun and he made a living out of, you know, living around it, fresh air. And he's just, you know, really in the present. He's in the now. And I think this makes him so opposite to Jinx. And it's so crazy how they can be so different and they're both cut from the same cloth, you know? And all because of that one night. He's helping people now. And, you know, he's not stuck in the past. He's very in the present. And, you know, he's just super cool. And so with this, knowing that he's not stuck in the past, knowing that he's made a good life for himself despite his past, let's get into how this makes him the third option. What I'm excited about, how he's that guy in Arcane, if you know what I'm saying. So Ekko, he's not like Jinx. He's not. Let's use this as an example. Jinx. Let's compare him to Jinx. Jinx is almost like trapped in the past, like, you know, gripped by it, held hostage by it. She doesn't necessarily want to be in the past, but what keeps her there is that she has the wrong idea of how to face it. Literally, she wants to kill it all from her, you know? While Ekko seems to be knowing how to healthily deal with it. He uses his past and he makes it, you know, and he makes it his strength now, you know? He takes it, he learns, and he uses it to his advantage. Literally, his whole power, if you watch League, spoiler warning kind of, because, you know, we haven't really got there yet now in Arcane, if you don't know the League lore. His whole power is, you know, going back in time. Like, literally going back in time, using it to his advantage to know his opponent. Like, it's, you know, that's how they're so opposite, you know. Jinx can't stand the past. It bogs her down, while Ekko, it lifts him up, you know. And the only time we ever see him take an L is when he does get trapped in the past, you know? Is when on that bridge scene when he's fighting Jinx and he gets stuck in the past, you know, when he sees Powder. And so with this, I also want to talk about how this makes him third option. Okay, he's in the present, so what? Well, Arcane presents its characters to be, there's two different types, okay? There's the ones who are stuck in the past, and they're the ones who are stuck in the future, you know? So, for some examples, we have characters who are stuck in the past include Vi, you know, she was basically a living time capsule. Girl was in prison for 6.5 years. She's not exactly accustomed to the present right now. And Jinx, who was just being held hostage, being trapped by her past, you know, awful memories from it. And then we have the people who are in the future, constantly thinking about the future, never looking in the now. Heimerdinger, perfect example. Man has lived so long, he thinks centuries in the future. Jace, Victor, Singed, constantly speaking about progress in the future. Silco, constantly talking about the future of Zaun. Future, past. And these are pretty much the only two types of people we see. Because, you know, not a lot of people are paying attention to Ekko, so we're not really necessarily seeing that third option a lot unless you're really looking at it, you know? So then we have Ekko, who's in the now, helping people now. Like, you know, he doesn't care about, oh, this could stop the war or whatever, this could stop the cycle of violence. He's like, well, how is it going to help my people now? What can I do now, you know? So this is very interesting because I didn't think there was a character like that. And that's what definitely draws me to Ekko. You know, it's like, okay, Mr. Third Option, okay, Mr. That guy. And even with, you know, like with Piltover versus Zaun, he's like, neither. The Council versus Silco, neither. Both are hurting my people, both of them. You know, he doesn't feel the need to choose a side. Like, he's gonna be that third option, literally with the Firelights. He's gonna make a different space. The Firelight base almost looks nothing like Zaun. And it just shows, especially shows with the art style that was just randomly came out of nowhere in episode 7 in the Boy Savior episode. It just shows he's that guy. Like, I know I've said that like 10 times, but like, he is the third option. He is the, you know, the alternative. And it's just it also is really sad, you know, for Jinx, you know, to see, because like he's basically alternative universe Jinx. If Powder would have just stayed home that day, if she just wouldn't have, you know, tried to if she wasn't in Vi mode, you know. So, you know, it just shows that she could have, or even if she could have just faced her past, because even Ekko had lost everyone that day. If she could have just learned how to deal with her memories, you know, she could have made a really good life for herself like Ekko did. And I think this is also another purpose Ekko serves, to just show what could have been, if you get my reference. But yeah, and that's mostly sums up why I think Ekko is built different, and he's that guy. Not to mention he can fight and he's cool and stuff, and he has super cool hoverboards that like leave green, like, you know, flashes behind it and stuff. Like, that's just besides that. But yeah, so with that, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and please comment down below what you think. I love when you guys give me your 2 cents and your opinions on what I'm saying. And make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all. Bye.